So when we need to start, Bhagyashree, just let me know.
Sir, I'll
Yeah.
start the session. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm just
Yeah.
starting the live streaming.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So good evening, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you on another very amazing and informative session on Shiksha. I'm Bhagyashree, your moderator for this session. And as we know, topic for today's session is all about CUET. We have been doing sessions on CUET, and I know there are a lot of queries that you might have every time that we host a session on CUET, and that is why we are trying to come up with more and more of counseling sessions for CUET exam. So before we start, let me introduce you to our panelists today for the session, Mr. Nitin Rakesh, Director from Prep Guru. Sir, over to you. I would like you to start off with your brief intro.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ma'am, and good evening to everyone. My name is Nitin Rakesh. By profession, I'm a lawyer. I completed my law in 2006 from Symbiosis, Pune. Then I worked with a law firm for a few years. Then I worked with corporate TCS as a law officer. Then I started teaching somewhere in 2010 for competitive papers. And I fell in love with teaching in 2010. So I left everything, and from last, let's say, 12 years, I'm into teaching and training students. I've been training students for CAT, CLAT, CUET, and other major competitive papers. I was awarded by the government of Uttar Pradesh in 2019 for academic excellence, and I have trained more than, let's say, 25,000 students in the last 12 years. So that's about me. And today, as we know, the agenda is we want to help you to understand CUET, and we want to take your queries also, whatever problems, whatever strategies you want to make, how to prepare, and when to prepare, which book to use. That all we are going to talk about it. So that's from my side. I think, let's start the session now.
Absolutely, sir. So I have already, started getting questions in the Q&A because I know they have a whole lot of bunch of questions that they throw at me, and it gets so difficult for me to like take up all. But let's just start off.
Yes,
Sir, like the basic question, of course, CUET is something which I mean, it's something very new. Also, there are certain things which got changed. We saw in recent times. So just to start with, like a clear concept for CUET.
Okay. First, let's understand why this is being conducted. What is the objective behind it? So, till last year, we had a paper called CUCET. Now, CUCET was for 12 central universities. If you are looking at admission in those 12 central universities, they used to conduct this paper called CUCET. Now, as we all know, we had a new education policy which was implemented or which was introduced around 3 years back, but due to COVID, it was not implemented. So now COVID is over, somehow like most of the part is over. So government has decided to implement the new educational policy, and under that comes CUET, Common University Entrance Test. Now the objective is to simplify the process of admissions of central universities. If we talk about this year, 2022 CUET, approximately 44 universities, central universities, are going to offer you admission through this test. And right now I'm talking about UG programs this session. So one of the most famous central universities is Delhi University, then JNU, BHU, AMU, Jamia Millia, Hyderabad University. So all these universities are going to conduct only one paper, or we can say they're going to accept admission through one test, that is known as CUET. We all are knowing the format. I'll just tell you in brief. This paper, the CUET 2022, this is divided into three sections. Section 1 is known as language. You have 13 listed languages, which includes Hindi and English also, and 11 regional languages, out of which you have to pick one. We also have a part B in first section, which is for those students who are applying for BA in any special language. For example, you want to do BA in French, Russian, Sanskrit, Arabic. Then you have to opt for a special language like this. Otherwise, normally you are trying for BA in history, BCom honors, BTech, or BA vocational. For those, they only have to opt for one language. So that's the first section. Second section is of domain. Many universities are asking domain specific subjects. These domain subjects are those which you study in your class 12th. For example, a commerce student will be studying business studies, commerce, and accounts. Humanities, history, geography, economics. PCM student, physics, chemistry, maths. So there are 27 listed subjects. You have to opt one or two or three domain subjects as per your application. And third section is known as general test, which is basically an aptitude test, which comprises of three subjects: maths, logical reasoning, and GK. In GK, you'll find current affairs. In maths, you'll find maths based on shortcuts. And reasoning, topics like brothers, fathers, son, family tree, blood relations. So these kind of topics will be there. So this is the structure of the paper.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. And okay, let's just start taking the queries also.
Yes.
They are like, okay, so first question that I could see here is how can we manage both CUET and CA? I'm sure a lot of them are balancing out a lot of entrance exams along with boards also. That's a very common question. I'm sure a lot of them might have.
Mhm. Now, Bhagishi, there are two things. When you're after plus two or where you are in class 12, you have multiple, career options.
Absolutely. Right.
And as a student, you want to try many because you don't know which one you finally you're going to get into.
Right.
So if you're planning for CUET, it is not a very difficult entrance, as I told you about the format. If you have worked hard in your class 12 boards, that means your domain subject is prepared. Now, coming to language, if you are from English medium, go for English. If you are from any vernacular medium, Hindi or any language, opt for that. And mostly till class 12, students are studying the language also. Now, coming to the third section, which is your general test, we also known as aptitude test, where you find maths, reasoning, and GK. For that, you have to prepare properly. And my advice will be, or my opinion will be, go for a proper go for a proper coaching or proper program, online or offline, whatever is comfortable to you. So a CUET, spend around 2 to 3 hours for preparing CUET in a day, and revise your board subjects, which will help you in your domain subject. Coming to chartered accountancy, CA foundation. Now the paper pattern is totally different. So these are two entrances, and they have both different type of formats. So really, it is difficult to write both of them, and CA will be harder. So it will be a much easier test in terms of difficulty level also, and in terms of selection also. What I remember, the passing percentage in CA foundation won't be more than 15%. So it is really difficult.
Right. I think Lalit, you got your answer, like how you're gonna balance both. It is gonna be difficult, but I'm sure you can do that, right?
Yes.
Okay, just another question that we were discussing for coaching. One of the student wants to know, is it necessary to take coaching for CUET, or like we can go for ourselves and we can prepare on our own?
See, if your university demands language and domain subjects, your we all know that every university for every course have a different criteria.
Yeah.
So suppose you have applied for Delhi University BCom honors. I'm just taking an example. Now their criteria, they're going to test you on language and three domain subjects, and these three are any three. So you might be from PCM background and you applied for BCom honors. So you can choose physics, chemistry, maths as domain subjects, and you can write English as language. These kind of students who have only going for domain and language, they can prepare themselves. That is my opinion is. But again, if you have all the three sections you are supposed to write, you have applied for multiple universities, and when you have applied for multiple universities, it becomes mandatory that you have to write all three sections. For example, you have filled Delhi University BCom honors, and you have filled BHU 5-year law also. So BHU 5-year law demand or criteria is language. So you opted English. Domain subject. In domain subject, they're asking legal studies and general test. So in short, you have to write all three sections. So what I will advise them that they should go for coaching specially for general test, which is maths, reasoning, and GK. GK is not taught in school. Rather, you don't people don't give emphasis on GK at all in school. And the maths which you study is a traditional math integration and all those stuff which does not come into your CUET maths, the general test maths. Rather, it is based on shortcuts and topics like time, speed, and distance, time in work, mensuration, percentage. These kind of topics will be given to you. So my advice is take a proper coaching if possible for all three sections. Otherwise, for general test, you should go for it.
Right. I think similar questions were put up by a lot of students. So I think that would help you. Talking about the general category, I see another question from Gauri, and she wants to know what are the chances for students from general category to crack CUET? I mean, she's saying that there were less seat, it seems. So is it
No,
good for
see,
them?
when it comes to reservation, the criteria is same, which was there earlier also. So number of seats are reserved for reserve category, where you find people from minority also. You'll find seats for SC, STs or OBCs. But when it comes to number of seats for general category, it is same which used to be last year. So your chances are very even, and you have not lost anything through CUET. So if you're preparing well, you will get through.
Right. And also another very common question that I see is like, what is exactly the syllabus for CUET? Is like NCRT is enough, or there is something extra they need to prepare?
Okay. This one bulletin which was published by NTA. It is of 123 pages, and I gave six hours to study it. Mostly
Okay.
people don't study. Now, if you go through that, they are clearly mentioned that in domain we are going to follow NCRT. For language, they are not clear, and for your general test, they have mentioned GK current affairs. So last 12-month current affairs is your what you are supposed to study. Then for maths, they have given that till class 8th level maths will be asked. And they have taken the name of the topics also mensuration, time, speed, distance, and all. And in reasoning, they have category written analytical and logical reasoning. So everything is very clear. The syllabus is very clear. If you are from ISC board, if you are from state board, and you want to prepare for domain subjects, the smarter choice will be see last 5 to 6 years old papers of NCRT, CBSE board. That means. So that will give you an idea. And this is the syllabus part that is CBSE board based. NCRT books. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So SB Mugilan, he's asking that, sir, preparing CUET is enough for JEE. I'm sure there are a lot of JEE students also who are preparing for JEE.
See, I can't comment on JEE. The reason I don't teach JEE students, but CUET level will be much lower than JEE. And you guys must be amazed to know that from this new education policy, you can join an engineering college without writing the entrance for chemistry and physics. So through CUET, if you have gone through it properly, you have seen the criteria. There are universities which is offering admission to engineering program only by maths.
Okay.
So this is something new which is there in India. Till last year, physics, chemistry, maths, PCM used to be the compulsory part. So JEE has its own pattern, quite difficult. Especially the students who are asking me about engineering, they're mostly referring to DTU, Delhi Technical University.
Yeah.
So level will be much lower, and if you want to prepare for JEE, the level of paper will be much harder. So it is not equivalent.
Right. Also, a lot of you I see are asking about the dates. So I am continuously sharing the link. Like for the notifications thing, you can just check on the Shiksha page for CUT exam. So you can just have all the important dates and notifications from here, right? So if there are any query regarding the notifications and date, please check that link, right? Okay. Okay, next move to the next question. Does CUET apply for SAT as well as for admissions in foreign universities?
No, for foreign university, you have to apply separately, and again, SAT is for a different programs. Then you have to write IELTS for different programs, JRE, GMAT. So foreign universities, CUET is for Central Universities of India.
Right. Okay, another question for the source of preparation. I'm sure a lot of you want to know, like, sir, what is the source of preparation? From where can we prepare for CUT? I can see a lot of queries
Okay,
similar
so
based.
I'll tell you, I'll answer into two categories.
Yeah.
One category who wants to prepare themselves. So, see again, I'm not commenting much on domain because I believe you have worked hard in your school time for class 12, and your domain subjects are prepared. So, what you can do, most of the publications, whether it is Arihant, whether it is Oswal, they have come up with books of MCQs on domain subjects. So you can buy those guides. Otherwise, for I can tell you for English. Suppose in language you're opting for English. So there's a book by Arun Sharma for CAT by Tata McGraw-Hill. Excellent book if you want to prepare for English. You'll find reading comprehension there. You'll find vocabulary questions. You'll find even your grammar questions. So first book which I'm recommending is Arun Sharma, Tata McGraw-Hill. Second book known as A Comprehensive Guide on General English for Competitive Exam by Oswal Publishers. So I'm not what to say. I'm not promoting any particular publication. So I'm telling you books from different publications. So first is from Tata McGraw-Hill and second is from Oswal Publication. So this is another book for English. Another book which you can go for is English is Easy by Chetan Anand Singh, and the publication name is BSC Publications. And another book by Oswal Publishers is that is known as RC by Oswal Publishers. So these are the four books you can buy online. These are mostly available on Amazon also for your language for English. Now moving ahead for the general test. You all know, there are three subjects in general test. First is maths. For maths, you can go for a very traditional old book known as R.S. Agrawal. It's a very popular book. Whoever has written any competition in life they have gone through this book. So R.S. Agrawal for maths, and for reasoning, analytical and logical reasoning, you can go for M.K. Pandey or R.S. Agrawal also. So you have R.S. Agrawal in maths also. You have R.S. Agrawal in reasoning also. M.K. Pandey especially for reasoning. Now the third subject is GK, that is current affairs. So for current affairs, there's a very famous website known as gktoday.in. You can refer to that. You can refer to Lucent, again a very famous book for students preparing for current affairs or general studies. You can go to our websites also, Prep Guru. We are giving you a lot of material there, free material there. So these are the places where you can go, or these are the books which you can opt or you can buy for your CUT preparation. Most of the publication, all the renowned ones, Arihant, and then Tata McGraw-Hill, they have come out with their guides also. So you can go through those guides. But these books which I have mentioned, they are the tested books. They're the best books for preparing for CUT.
I think sir has listed all the names for the books. So just keep this. The video is there on YouTube. So if you have missed the name or anything, you can always go back to the video and pause it and hear the name and just go for the books, right? So he's already answered all the relevant books that you can take help for CUET, right? let's just quickly come to more questions, because I really don't want any of you should miss any of your doubts, right? Okay, so how many subjects will be considered for selection in universities? And apart from that, sir, I think they have a few confusion about like how are they choosing universities when they're filling up the form for CET. There are a lot of similar questions that I saw in the previous webinars also, like when do I put the name for the university, or after cracking the exam will I be able to choose my college or university? So if you can just help them with that.
See, I assume I'm catering to two kinds of students right now. One who have already filled a form. Second, who are going to write it next year. So that is my assumption is. So those who have already filled a form, you have chosen universities and you have chosen the courses, and you must be knowing the criteria of the university also. Those who have not filled the form this year, who are going to fill the form for next year, I'll tell you something about form filling. Before filling the form or before applying to any university, normally what used to happen, used to apply for colleges in Delhi University. Miranda House for girls, one of the best. For commerce, SRCC. Then for social sciences, the Hindu College. We used to apply like that. Now, what has happened to CUET? Now, you are applying to university. You are applying to Delhi University for a particular course. For example, you want to join BCom honors from Delhi University. Now, you want to do BCom honors from SRCC. So, in your CUET form, SRCC won't be listed, first of all. So, you will going to fill the form of the university, and the university criteria is English and three domain subjects they are going to test you on to give you admission in BCom honors in Delhi University. Once you appear for CUET, your results will be out. Then the second stage comes of counseling. Now in counseling part, your colleges will come. And then you have to fill your priorities. Priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4. And as per your merit and your priority list, they're going to award you the seats. So what you're supposed to do before you fill the form, write down the name of the university, write down the course which you wish to apply, go to cuet.summers.ac.in, click to that university website and see the criteria. Suppose, as I said, Delhi University criteria is language and three domain subjects, and you are preparing for next year. Start preparing for the domain subjects properly from today. So that is how you are supposed to go for it. Anything else I have missed? What was the question?
So I think they are just
Hmm.
asking that how do we choose a university name? Is it after like sitting for the exam and qualifying it, or beforehand they can choose?
Beforehand, you have to choose while filling the form. The form is like it is a four-page form. Page one, all your details: name, father's name, father's occupation, mother's occupation, you are diabetic or not, you have a twin or not, all your personal information.
Right.
Second page, your educational information: 10, 12, school, board, urban, rural. Third page, when you choose university and colleges.
Mhm.
Now, the best part, students, about CUET is you can apply to all 44 central universities by one form. You just spend 1300 rupees and you're applying for 44 universities and 100 courses.
Yeah.
So, multiple courses through one form. So, but when you are filling the form, you have to choose the course, you have to choose the university. And as
Right.
per the course and the university, you have to fill up your subjects also.
Right.
90% of students this year committed, they have overfilled the form because 90% of students go to cyber cafe and they ask that we call them bhaiya, cyber cafe bhaiya, just help me out for filling the form. So they were not these cyber cafe people. They were what to say? They were not educated enough to understand this complex form.
Hmm.
So suppose I'm giving you a simple example. You're applying for Delhi University BCom honors, BHU Varanasi for 5-year law, and JNU for BA. DU BCom honors criteria is they are testing you on language and three domain subjects. BHU they are testing you on language, one domain subject which they have mentioned legal studies and general test. JNU for BA are testing you on language and general test, no domain subject. So how are intelligent students going to fill this form? Suppose I'm from PCM background and I'm applying for these three courses, three universities. So what I will do, in language I'll choose English.
Hmm.
For all three universities, English is my language now.
Right.
For domain subjects, I'll choose maths, physics, and legal studies. Maths, physics, because I've taken in class 12th, and for BHU Varanasi, they have made it mandatory legal studies. So three domain subjects. I'm through for BCom honors for Delhi University and legal studies for BHU Varanasi. And I am filling general test also. So now I'm eligible for all the three universities through one language, three domain, and one general test. But what students have done, first they have filled Delhi form, PCM, physics, chemistry, maths. Then they have filled BHU, fourth domain subject will be legal studies. Now, when you write this paper, your university will be confused which three should we consider for giving you admission. As I mentioned, Delhi University BCom Honors is going to award you admission on language and three domain subjects. But you have written down four subjects, chosen four subjects. So giving a university a chance to get confused. So what intelligent students will do, they will only fill three domain subjects: physics, maths, and legal studies. So that is how you fill the form. So before filling the form, it is very important to write down the university name, course name, criteria. Then at the end, finalize domain subjects and then fill the form.
Right. And also, if they want to take admissions into universities that they have not mentioned in this application form, while submitting, is that possible that they can change the name or they can, get into those which they haven't mentioned on the form?
See what these people have done. NTA, we all know NTA is conducting this test, National Testing Agency. They gave you time to make edits, and it was last date was 31st of May. So now nothing can be done. A, and the university which you have not applied, you cannot apply this year now. So
Right.
if you wish, you can apply next year. And again, before filling any form, you have to visit the university website, see their criteria. There are many universities which are not accepting admission or application from those students who have cleared class 12th earlier. Earlier in the sense, in 2020, 21, or 19. So before applying, go to the university website, see the eligibility part, then apply. Otherwise, you'll apply also, but you won't get admission because you will not qualify the eligibility part.
Right. So I think that's clear for a lot of you wanted to know, like, can we change the university name or not? So I think that we have shared. Yashvi, and to all who are asking about the admit card date, I am repeatedly sharing the website page link where you'll find all the notifications, right? So please just go to that link and check. Okay, another common question I'm taking is difference between DUET and CUET. I can see these questions repeatedly coming in.
DUET is for some courses, CUET is for major. Again, if you have to understand what particular course is offered through CUET, you have to visit cuet.samarth.ac.in, and there you have a option of universities. Choose the university and see the courses what they are offered. So there are different courses offered through different exams.
Right. So just go through those links. They are easily available on Google, so you don't need to worry about it. Okay. A lot of them are putting in that we have to take admission in BSc. A lot of them are asking that we have to take admission in BTech. So is it like only CUET, cracking CUET will give them the admission? Or I mean, is it compulsory for them to sit for CUET, or they can go for JE and get admissions in colleges?
Again, some universities are giving you admission through CUET. So, like I mentioned, DTU, Delhi Technical University, they are through CUET.
Yeah.
But BHU is not giving you admission through CUET in engineering. So again, before applying, I am telling you, spend at least 2 hours on this cuetsummer.ac.in to understand which university, which course is through CUET and which course is not through CUET, and you have to apply differently. or a different exam.
Right. So I think the link is already there. Someone has already shared for Samarth, and I've shared the official one also. So you can just go through that, right? Okay, let's come to some more questions. Okay, will the questions be MCQ based? That's another very
Yeah,
common
that's
question.
very. See, the first section, language, you'll find time limit will be 45 minutes for language. You'll find 50 questions. Out of 50 questions, you have to attempt 40 questions. Correct marks plus 5, wrong answer minus 1. If you don't attempt, 0. Now, language, the paper will be in form of comprehension, in
Mhm.
form of passage, or in school language we call it unseen passage. And you'll have a passage, and there'll be 4 or 5 questions on that, and which will be MCQs. Now,
Right.
coming to domain, which is the second section.
Yeah.
Domain subject for, let's say, physics. People are applying for BSc, so they are going for physics. So it will be in form of MCQs. Third section, general test. Total number of questions will be 75. Out of 75, any 60 you can choose and attempt. Time limit is 60 minutes, and type of question is MCQ.
Okay, I think that answers your queries. Okay, there's another question regarding the slots, which I could see here. A
Yes,
lot of them
it
are
will be
putting up.
complex. Yeah, yeah, I
How
understand.
will the slots be divided, and the timing will depend on the slot allotment. Okay, we are taking up this question.
Okay. So we can appear this paper into 2 slots. First slot 9 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. 195 minutes, 3 hour 15 minutes. So let's see what you can do in slot 1. In slot 1 you can write general test, which is for 60 minutes. General means again aptitude test. You can write language test. For example, the example which I took Delhi University BCom honors, BHU 5-year law, and for JNU I took BA. So I have opted English language. Paper duration is 45 minutes. I have opted general test. Paper duration is 60 minutes. It became 105 minutes. Now I can write 2 domain subjects in slot 1 also. Each domain subject is for 45 minutes. So 2 domain subjects, 45 plus 45, 90 minutes. Then you have 45 minutes uh, test for your language, becomes 135 minutes, and 60 minutes general test. So first slot can maximum go 195 minutes. But suppose you have only applied for Jawaharlal Nehru University BA, and their criteria is general test and language. So you'll write language for 45 minutes, general test for 60 minutes. After 105 minutes, will come out from the center. You're not going to write for or wait for 195 minutes. So this is slot 1. Slot 2 is from 3 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. Oh, sorry, 3 p.m. It is for 225 minutes max. So the example which I took, I applied for 3 universities in which I have applied for 3 domain subjects, one general test, and one language. So in slot 1, I have wrote 2 domain subjects, one general test, and one language. In slot 2, I'm only going to write one domain subject for 45 minutes. As we all know, you can maximum choose 6 domain subjects while applying for CUET. So suppose somebody has applied for 39 universities, 105 courses. So for this guy, he can maximum opt for 6 domain subjects. Slot 1, he has already written 2 domain subjects. In slot 2, he is going to write 4 domain subjects. And as I said, 4 domain subjects. Each subject time limit is 45 minutes. So 45 into 4 becomes 180 minutes. And if you remember from where I started, I said in language you have part B also. And part B is for those students who wants to do BA in some foreign language, like BA in German, BA in Russian. So for that, you have to opt for another language. For example, BA in Russian, so this person opt for Russian. So in slot 2, he's going to write that language for 45 minutes. So slot 2 can maximum go to 225 minutes, 4 domain subjects, 45 into 480, and one language for 45 minutes, 225 minutes. But depends on your form. Like the example which I have taken, I will write slot 1 complete and only 45 minutes in slot 2. When I'm applied for DU BCom honors, BHU for 5-year law, and JNU for BA.
Right. Okay, Vedant wants to know the domain subjects which is chosen in slot 1 can be shuffled from domain subjects of slot 2 or remain same as the slot 1 is filled.
Can you simplify it? Like you are taking the same or you? Okay, I got it. So you have filled 2 subjects in slot 1, but you're asking me that you want to write in slot 2 those subjects. Am I correct?
I think Vedant, if you can just send your answer in chat itself.
Am I correct? Then I'll. My advice is, if I'm correct, my advice, don't go for
Yeah,
it.
he's saying yes.
Yeah. Okay. Don't go for it. It is a computer-based test, so I don't know how good the programming will be. So if you have filled, let's say, history and geography in slot 1, write history and geography in slot 1. And I think that you'll get the paper of history and geography in slot 1 only. So you won't have this choice to opt for history and geography in slot 2.
Right. Okay, let's come to another question which I was seeing here. Okay, Anshul has this question. Student from NIOS board, are they eligible to
Yes,
those
they are
colleges?
eligible. They are eligible.
Right. So Anshul, I think that works for you. Okay. Okay. Does JNU allow students who have passed 12 boards previously, not this year, but previously, if they've passed?
To be very frank, I don't remember the eligibility of all the universities. My advice will be to go and check the eligibility part of JNU for
Absolutely.
your particular course, because for every course they have their own eligibility part.
Right.
So I'm sorry, I can't answer right now, but what I'll advise, go to the website, university website.
Right. Okay. Adya is asking, ma'am, are CUET books sufficient for ISC? Please ask to sir. Okay.
CUT books for ISC,
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
just opposite.
opposite.
Yeah.
ISC books are good enough for CUET, dear. So don't interchange them. Your guides for CUET will be good for CUET, but if you're prepared well for boards, you're prepared well for your domain subjects.
Right. So I think she got a bit confused.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we, can we take few questions for PG students as well for CUET PG?
To be very frank, I'm not the expert for that, and I can
Mhm.
see some questions are
Yeah.
popping up for MBA.
Yeah. How to
So,
prepare.
because I have taught MBA students, so I can tell you that in MBA they're going to test you on general subject, that is aptitude,
Yeah.
and including English. So there are 4 subjects: English, maths, reasoning, and current affairs. And some colleges or they might ask you data interpretation also, DI. So you have
Right.
to prepare well in this, and for MBA, go for proper coaching because the competition is cutthroat. We have very few good MBA colleges in this country. You can count on finger, they are around 20, 25, or let's say 30, including all the IMs, 30, 35. So go for proper training, and these subjects you have to prepare.
Right.
They might conduct a group discussion, personal interviews also on
Mhm.
stage 2. So if you have qualified stage 1, then you qualify for stage 2. Not all are going to qualify for stage 2. But again, you have to see the eligibility part. DU FMS is there, then what is their eligibility? They're going through CUET or not. So you have to go through the entire website.
Right. Okay, for PG, we are not currently taking any questions for PG. Probably you can connect with us on Ask Shiksha and we could help you out with that, right? Okay, Anshul wants to know, does one subject marks affect whole CVT result or it will only affect the chosen university?
Yes, good question. See, again, I'll take the example. I said BCom honors, 3 domain subjects and language, no general test. JNU, no domain subjects, only language and general test. So, JNU is going to award me admission on my language and general test. They are not bothered how much I have scored in domain. Same way, DU is not bothered how much I have scored in general test. So as per their criteria, they're going to see your scores. They're not going to see your entire score. Now, score part, language is for 200 marks. Each domain subject is for 200 marks. General test is for 300 marks.
Right.
That is a marking, yeah, maximum marks you can get.
Okay, so another question. Okay, so Samrat is asking that universities would take the best scores, or they will just take needed for like the particular course that they are applying for.
Not the best, the particular course. As per their criteria, they're going to take your score.
Yes.
So as I said, some students opted 4 subjects
Mm-hmm.
instead of 3 domain subjects. So the university will be confused which to go for. And
Yes,
they have not
I
mentioned it on their website.
yeah, and I think some of them have like put up these questions also that we did answer, like if they're opting it for that. Okay, NEET. Again, there are a lot of NEET students. So they are saying that if I'm like preparing for NEET, will that help me to crack
If you are
CUET?
preparing for NEET, dear, and if you are preparing it seriously, you will crack CUET. Don't worry.
Okay. Barbie. Okay, Barbie is asking that if someone is opting for a foreign language, I think she wants to know about GNU opting for a foreign language. How does one write in the test without having any knowledge?
You have to, again, as I said, go on the website and check what they're asking. And if they're asking for a foreign language, and suppose you want to do BA in Russian, so you have to study the basics of Russian before attempting this paper. We cannot change the eligibility part or criteria of any university.
Mhm.
What we can do, we can prepare accordingly.
Right.
You have to
Okay.
prepare.
Right. So I think, Bobby, that answers your question, right? Okay. Another common question they're asking is like top subjects that they should focus for CUT. I mean, how do they decide on opting for that particular subject?
Sorry, can you come again?
They're asking like which subject should we focus for CUT? I mean, is there any criteria or any parameters that will help them decide?
Again, they have not mentioned any specific subjects. Your domain subject, you have to be good. If you're writing 3 domain subject, you're writing 600 marks paper.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be very good in domain. And if you want to score well, again, general test becomes very important. Is 300 marks.
Yeah.
So all the sections are important. You cannot choose or pick that this is more important, this is less important. So rather focus on all the sections and all the subjects.
Right.
Some
Uh,
students were asking me before, like they
mhm.
come to me and ask before they were filling the form, which subject to fill, which is a scoring subject. So I said, the subject which is strong for you, you're good in that subject, you should go for that. So scoring subject वही है जो आपको अच्छे से आता है. That's all.
Absolutely. I totally agree to that. Okay. So about reservations, there are a lot of questions about reservations, like what about NCC reservations or general or the other categories?
Again, all the universities are following the norms. Sports reservation, NCC reservation. If you're a ward of university, well, your parent is a university employee, then there is a little bit of reservation for Kashmiri students. There's reservation for SC, ST, OBCs, reservation for dependent or freedom fighters. So all is there. NCC reservation is also there. But again, every university has its own policy. So check the eligibility part, check the reservation part. I'll tell you a very interesting fact. People, as I said, this 123 pages bulletin, I spent 6 hours when it was published.
Mhm.
You just have to spend half an hour and see that bulletin. Suppose you want to see reservation and you belong to a particular category, sports, SC, anything. So they have very clearly mentioned about it, all the universities. So before filling the form, go for it. Read it properly.
Absolutely. Okay. Again, a lot of students who are applying for BBA and they're asking about is maths compulsory? Like a lot
Yes,
of
Delhi
them.
University, yes. And maths is difficult, yeah, in Delhi University. Shahid Sukhdev College is there in Delhi University, which is a dream college for any students who wants to join BBA.
Mhm.
And their domain subject is mathematics. You cannot choose, they have mentioned it. So it's language, mathematics, and general test.
Okay.
So, and maths will be good, so you have to prepare it well. Now, this maths and the general test maths will be different.
Right.
This maths will be your class 12 maths, which you do in CBSE.
Okay. Okay, Yashi, I'm taking your question next. So Yashi wants to know the domain subject should be upon the UG program that they are pursuing, or it can be any subject from class 12th.
Yashi, depends on the university. There are two ways. Like I said, Delhi University BBA, they have mentioned the domain subject mathematics. BHU Varanasi for law, they have mentioned legal studies as their domain subject. But for BCom honors, Delhi University, they have written any three. So you might be from humanities. You can take history, geography, political science.
Mhm.
You're from PCB, take physics, chemistry, biology, or computers. You might have computers in your class 12. Or you are from commerce, take business studies, commerce, and accounts. So it depends on the university criteria rather on it is not on your choice. But when the university the criteria is any domain subject, then it is your choice. You can go for
Absolutely.
any subjects.
Okay. Weightage criteria for a particular subject. Is there any weightage criteria, like which unit or chapter will have an upper hand?
Nothing they have mentioned. They have not mentioned. They have mentioned NCRT books. So CBSE students definitely have an upper hand in this.
Right. So just adding a part to the same question, like they all have this question, like should we go for the entire book of NCRT, or there might be, or we can like choose certain chapters according to the domain subjects that we are
Yeah,
choosing.
again, there are always important ones. And for boards also, there are some important topics. So go through the important topics. And those which are not very important, just read them
Mhm.
and solve more those topics which were let's say important for your boards.
Yeah.
So that will be if you want to smart students will see last 10 years paper of CBSE board.
Mm.
10th and 12th paper, you can go through and see what are the important topics, and as per that, you can prepare.
Right. Okay. Merit list. So is there any merit list prepared for each course, they're asking?
There will be, it will be, but once you're through with your CUT. So
Right.
they'll give you, in the counseling part, you'll get this merit list. And as per that, they'll be awarding you or they'll be giving you the admission.
Right. Agrita, I think sir has already answered. If like you are aspiring for the college which takes up both CUT and JE, probably you can sit for both. But if does not, then you need not, right? So you
Yes.
can choose according to the colleges that you are applying for. So we have already answered it. Okay, there's a lot of queries regarding DU different subjects. I could see Sneha asking about DU LSR, another student asking about Delhi University psychology course, and someone asking about college for BA and DU. So there are a lot of DU questions are coming up.
I understand because most of the students apply for DU. If my figures are correct, more than 6 lakh students apply for DU every year.
Right.
So, here again, you cannot choose a college right now. You can choose a course. And as per course, there is the eligibility or criteria part is there.
Hmm.
Once you will be through with your CUT paper, then there'll be the second stage will be counseling stage, where you have to choose the college. Like Lady Shriram, the college name you took, is one of the
Hmm.
leading colleges of Delhi University for commerce.
Right.
So you want to join LSR, so your scores in CUT must be very good. So if you are in the, let's say in the cream on the top of Delhi University BCom honors list, then you have good chances to get through this college. Delhi Shriram.
Right.
Same goes to psychology and other. I think Hindu college is famous for that. Karodimal also. So again, it will depend on the merit list of these colleges,
Right.
which
And
comes after CVT.
and I think a lot of them haven't started preparing for CET. They were busy in the board, so they have this common pattern of question like, "Can we start now? Will I be able to crack CET if I start now? I'm starting from the scratch." So can you share some tips for like getting into that?
See, when to start, there's a button here which says refresh. So if you're through with your boards, take 48 hours break from the world refresh yourself. Then start preparing for CET, because all the students who are going to write CET, they are through with their boards in the month of May or June. So you all are in same boat, you are not late. So refresh yourself, take a break, take a vacation, whatever. Play a sport, whatever you do to refresh yourself and start preparing. Today is 9th of June, and let's say from 12th of June, all of you start your preparation for CVT. Before your preparation, strategize your preparation. How to strategize? Um, get all the weapons. Weapon means get the books. If you want to get enrolled into any coaching, online program, YouTube, free channel, get enrolled, take the subscription and start preparing. Then you have the most important thing, every week you have to appear for a mock test. And that mock test has to be an all India mock test. Don't go to a very small surgery and ask, say I want to prepare, and he'll prepare you with six students. You don't know where you stand on the national level. So take a national level test series, take a coaching if possible. Otherwise, books which I have mentioned, you can buy those books and start preparing for mock tests. Again, you'll find many mock test series. Even our brand, Prep Guru, we're offering a mock test series for 999, 10 mock test. So you can go for a mock test. And once you appear for the mock test, very important to analyze your mock test. Which section you're performing well, where you're lacking, which is your average section. Now, most of the student, they get confused or they have this wrong impression about themselves. They are good in English, or they're good in maths. Guys, you have to be excellent in language or in your domain subject or in your general test. Why I'm saying excellent? Because you're competing on a national level. It's not about your school now. It's not about your city now. It's not about your state now. It is not about India also. In DU, you'll find students from across the globe. So actually, you're competing with students from outside India also. So if you're good enough, you'll get a good enough college only. If you want LSR, you have to be excellent. St. Stephen's, excellent. Hindu, excellent. JNU, excellent. So you have to, out of 600, let's say it's a 300 marks general test, you have to score, let's say 219, 295. I know 280 is a good score, but it won't take you to JNU. It won't take you to BHU for law. So your preparation level should be really good, excellent, not good, excellent. So A, buy books. B, join coaching. C, appear mock test. D, analyze your mock test. And very important, keep your mind, body healthy. For 1 month, it is, I don't know about other, especially in North India, it's a heat wave right now. So don't get dehydrated, don't roam around in heat. Read good books, watch good channels, if you're, news channels, and the literature which you read should relate to your preparation. If possible, meditate. If possible, play sport. So all these things are going to prepare in your, will help you in your preparations for CET.
Absolutely. And like before we move to the wrap up of the session, I'm just launching a poll and we'll quickly have like a few last question before we wrap up the session. So this poll is important. Please fill up the ending feedback poll. How much did you like the session? How likely would you recommend these webinars? And of course, all your suggestions are welcome. What all topics you want us to have in the upcoming weeks, what all subjects you want to see, what all prep series you want to see, because we have a lot of prep series coming up. And also, if you want to connect for CET with Nitin sir, you can always reach out to him on LinkedIn. We have the page tagged on profile. So you can always send us an email. We can help you get connected. So I've always asked all of you that if there is any query, there's always a way. You can always reach out to us through emails, or you can just join us on LinkedIn, and you'll find all the relevant pages all connected with us there. So you don't have to search anywhere. You can just straight away go to that page. Okay, so meanwhile, you are filling up the form. I'll just take last one or two questions. Okay, there's a question related to counseling that Yashi has asked, that does all the students go for counseling irrespective of the score?
Yes, you have to go through the counseling part. It will be the second or the third stage, though they have not mentioned it. Once your scores will be out, then you have to fill up the preference. As we were discussing that you want to join Shahid Sukhdev College, but you have to only fill BBA and Delhi University, and BBA then more colleges also. So as per the merit and as per your priority list, they are going to award you the admission. So there will be counseling. Counseling first, counseling second, counseling. There will be students who will be leaving the seats. There will be students who will be getting admitted to multiple universities, but they want to fill one. They are going to fill the fee for one course. So there will be stages of counseling. One, two, three, four counselings will be there.
Right. Okay, another question from Ujjwal, and I think Lalit has this about the deleted part by CBSE. Like they have to study about the deleted part also. I don't know. A lot of them are mentioning
The
about this.
deleted part is in the Corona era, they have reduced their syllabus.
Mm-hmm.
So I think so. The reduced syllabus will work because they have not mentioned clearly about it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to be safe, study everything. And if you want to take a chances, go for the reduced one because they have not mentioned it on their website.
Right, right. So I think that would answer your questions. Okay, where can we take the mock test? If you could provide some links, or I think sir has already mentioned name of the mock test links that you can like take up and analyze
I think
your
Shiksha must be
marks.
giving a test series.
Yeah, I think you can always log on to Shiksha's page. I mean, you'll find all the relevant information. But if you don't, you can like come back to us with a name. Okay, passing marks criteria.
There's no
Okay,
passing marks there. It depends on the merit. There's
right.
no cutoff of each particular section also. Some exams have cutoff that you have to qualify each section.
Yeah.
In CUT, there's nothing like that.
Okay. And any good books for general awareness by Shruti? Okay.
You can go for Lucent. You can go again. There's one from Delhi S. Chand, their book for general studies. Then you can go for Pratyogita Darpan, Manorma Yearbook. These books you can refer. The website is gktoday.in. You can refer. Prep Guru website you can refer. There are many
Yeah.
websites.
Okay. Prashant is asking, should we start preparing general test first or domain subjects?
I think you should prepare a general test first and start testing yourself on domain subjects. That how good you are. So that will be my advice.
Ujjwal, you've already spoken about the mock test, like how can you prepare for the mock test and what all pages are there. Prep Guru itself has a lot of pages, so you can reach out to them also on LinkedIn, because I've already tagged them in our post. So probably if you check our post on Shiksha, you can straight away, you'll be directed to Prep Guru. I've already tagged them on Instagram also. Okay, so you can just check that. AKTU accepts CUET. I have no idea about AKTU, sir, if you have
AKTU
any
is
idea.
the Technical University of Uttar Pradesh.
Okay, so I think they have a query about these, and 2-3 students have asking about this.
Now AKTU is accepting CUT or not. That you have to again check on the website of cuetsummer.ac.in. What I remember, they are not accepting. They are going to conduct their own paper.
Yes, so probably like all of you can check up on that. So I think we have answered sort of all questions. Mock tests are free or not? Okay, are mock tests free?
Uh, uh, Prep Guru is not offering you free, but they are offering you damn cheap mock test. 10 mock tests for 999. But there will be website. They might ask
Yeah.
offer you free mock test. But one just advise, they'll offer you one or two free mock tests. Money is right now not important. 100 or 200 rupees. What is important is proper preparations. So I don't think so. 1,000 or 2,000 rupees matter in your life. What
Right.
matters is a good college.
Absolutely. So I think that is what is important, and that is what these webinars we are doing, which is also again free to register webinars. So I think that's the take of these sessions, that you need to prepare and get your queries solved, and I hope that the session was useful to all of you. Sorry for the PG students who are here, but if you are looking for PG courses, I'll definitely try to arrange another webinar for only the PG students. Okay. But if there is anything that is left out, you can always drop us an email, or you can reach out to us on shiksha.com as well. And I've already shared a lot of links. This entire video will be there on YouTube. So not worry if you have missed any part that Sarah spoken and you want to listen it again. The video is there on YouTube. So you can always go back, pause it and listen to that again and again. Okay. So before wrapping, one last suggestion for all the students who will be appearing for the exam.
Uh, First of all, don't panic because it's new for everyone. CET is a new pattern exam, new exam for everyone. Everybody in same boat. So start preparing, and before you start preparation, strategize your preparation. And everybody has its own strategy, but in simple way, I can tell you that first buy the books, start preparing for general test, and start preparing for mock test again. So this should be your strategy, and don't panic. I'm very confident, and I don't want to say that, but there are lakhs seats in CUT. So there are good chances you guys will get through. 44 national central universities are there. So if you have applied properly, there are good chances to make it to your dream college. Lot of
Absolutely.
blessings and wishes from my side to you guys, and stay in touch. All the best for CUT.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, for
Thank you,
taking out
ma'am.
like this entire time for all these students. And I'm sure that, okay, thank you. I am already receiving the feedback that it was a very useful webinar. So I'm glad that we could, tend to help you out and guide you in the right possible way we could, right? So thank you, sir. And thank you all the students, and all the very best, right?